What is up, guys? It's Ricky, and on this particular episode, I have guests. Sometimes guests don't want to invite us. So we got guys that wanted to speak to us concerning the subject matter of what the CRL is up to with the new commission. You'll remember very recently, we had a conversation concerning the subject matter of church regulation or whatever committees they want to put up. And so I thought, let me go grill the people that were there. So I am going to grill Sister Sihle and leadership on the other side. Shout outs to. So I am on camera control and all that type of stuff. On sound, it's me. On video, it's me. So shout outs. So thank you guys for having us, and also for the guys that are here. You can introduce yourself.
I'm Sihle Sibisi, founder of Kwanele Foundation, founder of the Sihle Pediatric Foundation for Brain Aneurysm, which was birthed from the sudden passing of my daughter, who passed on from a ruptured brain aneurysm. I am a TV host of multiple shows, but two main shows on Moja Loved, yes, TV 157, which is fake pastors and fake marriages, and besides that, I'm an inspirational speaker.
That show of yours, there's a lot of people. The list has grown. People thought I was calling out people, but your show has added the list to like proper. So you've given us a really good gallery. And so shout outs to the investigators that you have. I know you guys are doing an amazing job.
Yeah.
And then on the other side.
Well, I'm Bishop Azuyangwi Maumere. I'm the Secretary of Independent Christian Council of South Africa. And I'm as well as the President of Retail South African Union. Yeah, so... Yeah, that's me.
That's how we should think. You're a vendor.
Yes, I'm vendor. I'm from vendor.
Okay.
But I grew up in Alexander.
All right. I'm also a vendor, by the way. It's just
wow.
English caught.
Well, we didn't know.
English caught the best of us.
But I suspect that the way you deal with enigma, I suspect.
It's a tendency.
Yeah, the way you deal with them, I suspected. Yeah.
So I was outside. We did an episode commenting on the subject matter of the CRL and them and the committee. But I could only speak from my perspective, having heard them and asked a few questions. You know, CRL people sometimes like being funny because, you know, you like giving us numbers and you don't respond to messages. We see you. I send messages, they do not respond. And so when I made the initial episode, I asked this, I wanted people to understand, like the church people, this way that the CRL leaders communicate with a double tongue. At one point, they sound like regulation. At one point, you can go and grill them. You can sit with them. For me, it's a red flag. I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm not a fan of a person who's a red flag. If you are going to regulate me, just tell me. You're not going to allow me to raise my hand, okay? Okay, just tell me that you don't want me to say God said to me. It just doesn't sit well. It's off. But when you grill them, they will give you the answer that suits you. And then, so I've questioned them. So I thought maybe, you know, I'm an outsider. Sihle maybe and the leaderships that were there, they can give us a perspective. And also looking at the fact that there is a video of Usihle. They are grilling you online. So we're going to talk to Sihle concerning that video that's online. You'll tell us who made, and if you don't want to say who made it, you can just say what content is in the video. And then also, I want to hear from you guys. And then the church, I'm guessing as well, they'll be very interested in understanding. You who were there. Okay, first of all, maybe you should tell us what time did you get there? What time did the meeting start? So that we know you have full information.
Okay, so I received a phone call from I don't know if I should name him, but I received a phone call from Mr. Mpiake, who works at the CRL.
Yeah.
I think a week or two before the actual launch. And he said to me, we would like you to come and share your story because we're launching the Section 22 committee. And I was like, oh, okay, because sharing my story is what I do freely so to any platform, because I believe that that which I went through is now an eye-opener for others, you know? I mean, I'm that girl that was thrown into the church, given away to the church, and as a result, I was groomed, initiated. And what people don't know is that the grooming and the initiation in the occultic church that I was sent into had a lot to do with intimacy and making sure that body fluids exchange. And what people know about me and about that experience, they only know it because I chose to own my story and talk about it. Had I not spoken about it, nobody would have known that I once was at a church in Braamfontein under the Zambian guy, Philip Banda. Nobody would have known that from that church, I was subsequently taken to TB Joshua. Nobody would have known what has happened. And as a result from that, there are interviews that I've done in the past. I think what's trending now, talking to what you're talking to, is some people who call themselves, I don't know, South African Church of something, I don't know, but I was alerted to this now, and I laughed because they are showing a video of mine when I first came out to speak about the abuse. This was during COVID times, that video I did. And I was interviewed by two gentlemen at that time. And in that video, for me, it was a safe space. And I trusted the people I was being interviewed by. And I felt, this is my story. And there were laughable moments. There were moments where it was comfortable. But everything I spoke is everything that happened to me. But it doesn't define me. And I could see certain people were saying, she's laughing, she's this. No. It happened.
You can't dictate
grief. You can't dictate the mood. And from that video, I then started openly talking. And I remember saying during COVID, this is when I had the braveness to say, let me tell my story. And subsequent to that, fast track, the BBC documentary came out. And for me, the BBC documentary is what vindicated not just me, but a lot of us.
It said your story is not solo. It's not standing solo.
Yes, it's not standing solo. And it was women all over the world who were speaking about the injustices that happened to them at the hands of the late Temi Tokbe, right? And so when that came out, BBC, obviously it was 3 episodes. We divulged a lot. That's why when people interview me, some will ask surface questions, some will go deeper, you know. So I saw they did a compilation. The video I did, I was wearing a top written Kwanele Mfundisi. Then they mixed it with another video that I did. Then they mixed all these videos together. Then they subsequently put together a clip from Moja Love Fake Pastors. And they are saying, I am working with the chairperson of the CRL Commission to want to break down the church and cause destabilization in the church. And I laughed at the fact that, oh my God, they have it so wrong.
Are they saying that because you were there?
Yes, because I was there. And here's the thing. The day I went to the CRL at Rima, I was currently in a gender-based violence and femicide national strategic plan workshop. Right? And we were at this, I think it was a 3-day workshop where we were booked in a hotel. We were at a workshop. And on the day of the CRL launch, I had to excuse myself from the workshop to say, I need to go give my testimony and I'm coming back. As a result, one of my colleagues joined me. So we were about 3 of us that were there. So when I got there, my instruction is, you're going to be given a platform to share your story, which for me,
you've done multiple times.
Exactly. And it's
also
my
it validates what they're trying to do, or what sounds like we need order here in the church.
And that's exactly what happened. I got there, and then I was given a front table seat. I sat down, and the president, the chairperson of the CRL spoke.
Yeah.
And then after she spoke, they said, now we want a testimony from Sihle Sibisi. I went up and I spoke my truth. I spoke about my journey, about what happened to me.
Yeah.
You understand? And one thing that I said there was, we are seeking for accountability. I spoke strongly on accountability. Can we have a body
Yeah.
that churches will be accountable to?
Yeah.
Never, whenever I say we're asking for the regulation of churches, when I say regulation for me, it's strongly about the accountability. When I say regulation, I'm speaking to accountability, not to a curriculum saying, this is the steps you must follow in your churches. Whether you're worshiping whatever, that's you. Whether you believe in whatever, that's you. But when I speak from a point of regulation, I speak of accountability. To say, let our churches have a body that they account to. So that if there are young girls, boys, women, mothers who are subjected to abuse within the church, and if that cannot be resolved at the church level, then they can take it to this body that they're accountable to. I remember I even made an example, even at the national dialogue.
Okay.
When I spoke of regulation, I made an example to say, I'm an educator by profession. And as an educator, I'm accountable to the South African Council of Education, which is SACE. So should I do anything, they must hold me accountable. I made that example at the national dialogue.
They don't regulate.
Yes.
You're not
no.
advocating them to regulate
No,
what doctrine
I cannot say, here's the curriculum. I'm going to use curriculum because that's what I know from education. Here's the curriculum. All churches must pray at this time. You must lift your hand like this. No, that's none of my business. My business here, especially accountability. And as a gender-based violence and femicide activist, that's my duty. So after I spoke, then the committee was then introduced to all of us.
Oh, this was a new direction you were not...
Yes, the Section 22 committee was introduced to us after I spoke.
Okay.
So when the committee was being introduced, I was so disappointed.
Yes, sir.
I was super disappointed because what I saw before me was, this committee is made of 100% men. There is no female representation. And this is things that I did raise, but I don't want to go further than that. I don't want my
So you were there.
I was there
before.
But I spoke before the committee was exposed to all of us.
And you were not briefed on
I don't even know who's in the committee. But my disappointment was, as soon as they announced all those people, and I saw it was only men, there are pastors, female pastors, that work with us in the gender-based violence and femicide platform that were amongst us. I went to them, I said, how come you're not on this committee? Pastors that opened in prayer were female. I went to them and said, why are you not on this committee? And they all said, we didn't know. And I was disappointed by that, to say, I feel I was here, the narrative is not what I stand for as a gender-based violence and femicide activist. Because I thought if you're holding people accountable, you will have a holistic structure, not just men. Where are the women who are pastors? Are you saying to me that female pastors cannot be trusted? Are you saying to me that only the male pastors can be trusted with this role? On top of that, where are the foot soldiers? You need to have in your committee gender-based violence and femicide activists who be able to monitor that everything is being done. I'm not per se saying put Sihle on the board. No, there are other activists on the ground who can do this. I was upset by this, and immediately when the whole thing was adjourned, I went to the holding room, and I said to the chairperson, I am so disappointed. Where are the women? What's going on here? And the response was, no, we're still going to have a follow-up meeting to discuss that. And I was just completely shattered.
How do you have a committee that's already finalized? I mean, like, they started talking about having the community they started telling us about it May, if I'm not wrong, right? You'll correct me on that. They started talking about it around May. So they already knew who the committee was around May. Some of the people that are on the committee, I don't see them understanding the role in church.
But Ricky, here's the thing. When I left, after having my moment with the chairperson, I said to her, I'm not happy about this.
Yeah.
Because I'm a woman, I'm a gender-based violence activist, and this committee is just men. It doesn't make sense. As soon as I walked out, that's when I saw Bishop. He was spitting fire. He's not happy with this whole process. Maybe he can also have something to say.
So, Mubishop, they say, Sihle says she gave us a story. Guys, me, I don't even interrupt. I keep quiet. Don't have the questions. I don't know anything. I just listen. So Sihle said she was there before they started. She gave her thingy. She was not briefed.
Bishop can attest.
So maybe there's other people that can say so that we can properly understand what is the CRL up to. Okay. I mean, like, and the people that people are seeing there, how far do they know, and what exactly do they know? Because it's concerning when she sits on a television platform and says anyone that says they hear from God, they need to be admitted to a psychiatric ward. That means you don't understand the rights of what I believe to think it is mental. I mean, like, if you assume the mental capacity of a person, you can go. That's defamation. It can go a little bit it can stretch a mile. So we heard from Usihle.
Yes.
Bishop, what time did you get there? What was the time frame? What does it look like?
There is a two side of the coin, which I want to address before I come to your question. The first thing is that indeed it's true that we have a problem in South Africa as far as church is concerned, where a lot of people have been raped right in the name of the Lord. And the people have been abused, and that's the terrible things.
True.
Money laundering has been happening in church. Drugs have been sold in church. And that is concerning, and that's alarming. You know, it's no longer safe to go to church these days. I mean, you have to be very...
You have to think about it.
You have to think about that. What is it that you are getting yourself into? And that is a concerning situation. The second, the other side of the coin is that you have people that are taking an advantage of the situation. And this is CRL.
Yes, sir.
Because CRL, of course, they had to deal with issues, which is its language and culture. I mean, linguistic and culture. And
upholding the rights.
Yes, and upholding the rights of religions.
Yeah.
But they have shifted their focus from the other things that they are doing,
church.
And then comes to church.
Yeah.
And the reason why they are doing that is that the chairperson is not a Christian.
Yes, sir.
And that's a sangoma. Or not. Let me not use the word sangoma. She believes in the ancestral things. And that's my belief. So such a person will not do justice into the things of God. And the mandate of CRL is misplaced. And it's misplaced in this way. You cannot govern the things that comes from above. But you can put a way to measures to deal what seems to be the problem.
Yeah.
You have SARS.
Yeah.
That would have to deal with the money laundering.
Yeah.
You have the CIPC, that the church should be registered, and social development.
Yeah.
If you are saying that money of the church members have been abused, you then could have the SARS and social development must put measures that are very strong into addressing the situation. You have the policemen. I mean, the police and justice.
Yeah.
These two institutions should have a way to deal with the issues when the child has been raped.
Yeah.
What is it that this system are addressing about? What are they doing? Now, you have a problem of people who have not been doing their work. And they want to camouflage almost everything.
Raise a profile.
Yeah, raise a profile. Now, that is the concern that we have. And I believe as ICSA that the mandate of CRL must be challenged and even been challenged into the court of law.
Yeah.
If we were to go to constitutional court,
Yeah.
we will do so. We are preparing those issues. I mean, one of the meetings that we are going to do tonight
Yeah.
is to check the angles which perhaps the interpretation of the CRL Act has been misplaced. Or maybe we need to understand, because even the appointment of that chairperson must be challenged.
Yep.
Because the chairperson was a chairperson before, and then somebody comes and becomes the chair. And when the other one who comes here and then could not do what this one did, and then want to come back and punish the body of Christ, and that will not going to allow it.
Yeah.
The other issues is that the issue of the committee did not started in May, Ricky. These things dated back, I could say 12 to 13 years ago. Because when CRL was introduced in 2014, and that was the follow-up meetings, I'm saying when they become to be more active and more becoming more stronger, they came as there was an issues of people that have complained about Pastor or Reverend Zondo and Pastor Mporo and some other people and so on.
Yeah.
And they brought other issues and so on and all these things. But the manner how they have addressed these issues was terribly wrong. If there is a person who had gone to CRL or to the government, which by this case, if I rip Sihle, the police will be the first place to go because they're capacitated to do so.
Yeah.
Because how do you then get the CRL people who are not even qualified
To police.
to be able to address and does not even have the skill to deal with a child that has been raped?
Yeah.
How are you going to do that?
Yeah.
You are going to mess it up, and by the time it arrived into judiciary, it has been messed up.
Been tarnished, yeah.
Now, the other issues which I see, so let me come to the day when we were there.
Yeah.
What
by
happened?
the way, I just want to say shout outs to Pastor Matebula. He also raised some of these points to say there is already bodies that exist that deal with those things to an effective level.
Exactly.
Particularly if you are saying investigation for police, there is that. If you're talking about money laundering, there is that.
I mean, that's the issue of the national dialogue.
Yeah.
The national dialogue had to address that. What is it that we have done to the church since the democracy?
Yeah.
What are the measures that CIPC is doing?
Yeah.
When Maumela goes and register a church, and this is a victim of crime that he committed 5 years ago,
Yeah.
what is it that they are doing? What is it that SARS is doing?
Yeah.
I mean, they are failing to hold the people accountable.
Yeah.
How will they do this one? Because even the people that are in that committee are questionable, by the way. But let's come to this one.
On the day.
Let's be nice. Let's be nice.
Let's come
On the day.
let's come on the day.
Yeah.
I was not invited.
Really?
I was not invited, but I knew I will have my way in.
Okay.
So I spoke to minister and the deputy minister. And I wrote a complaint a week before to simply say, we do not want to take you to court. This matter could be mitigated earlier than that. And I had conversation with the deputy minister to simply say, of COCTA, to say, this is a problem. You guys have neglected the church. And there are people that are coming on the other side, and they will render the government ineffective. And you're going to get these opportunist pastor who will utilize the situation in the betterment of their own, whatever they want to achieve.
themselves.
Yes. And this is what is happening now. You got the vigilant groups that are marching to presidency and so on, and marching to and even insulting some political party because they failed to because truth be told, my colleague, is that the church has been the thorn in the body of South African.
Yeah.
Because a church is no longer a place of safety.
It's not.
And that we must address it. a church is not empowering its own members. You have pastors that are driving Bentley and have all these people, all these things. Whereas there is a boy and a girl that attend that church, still live in them, who can't even have money, to go to university or to change their life.
Yeah.
And something that had to do with SARS, that SARS had to come with a mechanism, you can account, like, in America, the case in America, church where they are audited by SARS, because it's an establishment.
Yeah.
And those body must deal with it, not CRL, because it's not even competent and they are not even close. So I arrived into a venue, to make it short.
Yeah.
We got our VIP tech and we went and sit inside. So we arrived there and they were not allowing people, by the way. There were pastors who were outside that were more than the people that were inside.
Okay.
Let me repeat this. In that day in Rema,
I saw some gomas
there were more
see
pastors who were outside than the pastors that were inside. By the way, inside, majority of the people that were there, they were not Christian.
They were not Christian.
They were sangomas. Do you understand? That's what we have get ourselves in. And number one, there is no way that a person who do not understand anything about Christianity can talk about Christianity. Ramarumo can't tell me about Christianity. No, he will not understand the power of the Holy Spirit. He will not understand how we deal with these things. Shembe people can't tell me about the interpretation of the Holy Ghost. They cannot tell me, they can't even say. By the way, you have people in that committee who are grooming kids sexually. And then you want these people to go and govern the body of Christ.
But my colleague, that's my concern that... my concern, Ricky, and my concern is that the very church that is now uprising to say Sihle Sibisi is working with the CRL Commission to break it down, they don't have a clear understanding of what my role was on that day. And number two, never ever have I said I'm against the church. And this is something that I always make clear, even when I'm on TV. I'm not against the church. I'm not against the religious sector. Even at the National Dialogue, when I stood up and spoke, I spoke to issues of, I said, when will regulation happen so that accountability can take place? Never did I say there must be a curriculum on how churches or how... No. What people believe in, we respect, we value it. It's personal, right? But there must be a body of accountability. And you know why I'm saying that? South African Council of Churches, we find it wanting. Because I remember Kwanele Foundation was one of the first organizations that went and we had a peaceful protest outside their offices. Because then we discovered that some churches are not registered. And even if they are registered, South African Council of Churches is not actively holding people accountable.
Yeah.
So I'm still maintaining, I'm not against the church. I can never be. I'm just one of the few that have been bold enough to say, this is what happened to me from my youth at the church. This is what happened to me, but it doesn't define me. And it's so sad to see that a group of churches or pastors now want to character assassinate me and vilify me, because most people don't know Sihle Sibisi. They know her as the TV host. Now they come across that post of, she's sleeping with this and this. They don't have context of it. I was groomed.
Let me address this.
Yes.
I said that you have the vigilant group.
Yeah.
You have those pastors that are opportunists, who, by the way, some of them have been destroying the life of their fellow church members. And these are opportunist people. But where there is a wrong diagnostic, it's which I want to differ a little bit with my colleague here, the guest. Yes, I want to
I'm just the camera operator.
Yeah, I want to differ here.
Yeah.
I'm simply saying, Sihle, you have a very good institutions.
Yes.
And the arms of state are strong.
100%.
And if you have a strong arms of state, if there is an issue and a suspicion, I love how the Americans deal with the issues. If Stitijex is suspected of doing something illegally, the FBI goes there.
Yeah.
In the SAPS and the NPA, National Prosecuting Authority, I mean, they're failing to bring Bushiri back in the country.
Yeah.
Now, there is a failure of by the state itself.
Yeah.
And I'm saying, you don't need a body to regulate the church. Because I will tell you why. You know, South Africans' religion, I've studied religion from the African, because let alone when you talk about Sangomas, they don't believe in same things.
Yeah.
And they divest.
Yeah.
Now you are going to simply say those who, you know, the apostolic, the Zion apostolic, this group one, must sit in the same place with the ZCC one and Modise.
It doesn't work.
And the Methodist. It's not going to work. It's
Because
going
first
to
of all,
cost and a conflict. So I'm saying we don't need that, but we have to strengthen.
Okay.
Sir, the judiciary.
Yeah.
Judiciary must be strengthened to be able to deal with this issue. There's something that they did it well when Batoyi took over NPA. When they come up with a way on how to deal with corruptions towards the state. And if you look at the past 5 years, you have the highest numbers of government officials being arrested. As before, because they'll have to address criminality. Now, they must be, through the gender-based violence, activism, and all these things, they must have a desk that will deal
specifically
with the specific issues. If you've been molested at the church, go there, because these are non-aligned members who will deal with that. Because you are going to have CRL that deals with the linguistic and religion. You understand? A commission that it contradicts itself.
Yeah.
Because I'm from Venda. There are certain things that if you say it in Venda, it does not sit well with someone who is a Zulu-speaking person.
Yes.
And now, if you then go through that, you're going to have a problem.
Yeah.
You're going to have a problem because I might not agree with you. Because I would have the basics that says to me, when I go to church, I sit down.
Yeah.
That is not an abuse to me. You understand? But someone might see it as an abuse because that person does not understand
the nuances of being.
I'm saying we don't need CRL, and that thing must be scrapped out, by the way.
Okay.
And let me come to the committee because you interjected when I was there.
Okay. Before you come to the committee.
No, let me address that one. You will come back here.
Okay.
That committee, it's a group of friends.
Yes.
Muarane did not know that he was in the committee. He was outside of the country. The day he flew in back to, he talked to us when we were with Sihle. He said it that I was not aware that I'm in the committee. Now that's how disorganized that thing is. The chairperson of that committee insulted King, the Zulu king, Mrs.
Okay.
Right on TV and disrespected that.
Oh, yeah.
Now, how do you then, you want to deal with a body that is morally aligned, and you bring somebody that has that kind of a character who is disrespectful? To me,
the king is a king.
The king is a king. And the Bible taught us to respect those who are in authority.
True.
And our duty as a church. That's why I don't understand when pastors go and toy against the government. Unless these are totally pastors. These are crook pastors, because the Bible teaches us to pray. Our duty, the duty of the church is to pray. When there is injustice and instability in this country, the Bible said that we must pray so that we rule in peace. There might be peace in the country. Now, this one who are spiritually incorrect and scripturally incorrect, I wonder if they are pastors. And now, but then the scripture says, in the last days, many will come in my name to deceive many. Now, the government can't deal with that one. It's prophetical. So I'm saying That committee, the Shembe people, cannot stand. They're not even fit to deal with the issue of morale in this country. To deal with these issues very quickly, because in our last meeting of CRL in Birchwood, where we were there for 3 days, it was 3 days, 3 or 4 days, we were there. And one of the things that we talked about, and we could not agree, was that the CRL must go back and do consultation in all 9 provinces, which they did not do it. And if they've done, they will call boys and girls, which means that a group of those they are aligned with wanted to hijack the body of Christ. And so we are saying it as ICSA, we're saying it with the strongest term, that they must not play in the house of the Lord. And the Bible says that no weapon formed against the church will prosper. And that's something that, you see, South African democracy, it's built in Christianity. We cannot allow that as a Christian country. South Africa, it's said to be 87 Christian society. But then you have because the Bible God did not create him and him. He created a man and a woman, and that's scriptural. Anything that is not that. So if these pastors that are toy-toying, they can have an energy to deal with this one, because this is not an way. And we as ICSA, our form is that we need to sit around the table. And with that CRL, corporate people like Sihle, we know Sihle is not paid, and those pastors that are saying they are paid that desperately for a platform, I think they need employment. And we need to assist. Maybe there's something wrong with them. She's not paid. And we know that. She was invited. We have our people in CRL that talk to us.
Because they say I'm paid by the chairperson.
She's not. Secondly, CRL must focus in dealing with the issue of linguistic. The religion, they must remove it. That thing it's not aligned properly. It needs to be challenged in the court of law. We will not protest, because that is not what God told us to do. Of course, our way of demonstrating our frustration, we call on a minister of COCTA to actually take these issues very seriously, and as well as the president of this country, to take this matter very seriously, because you are giving the vigilant groups an opportunity to shine and unnecessary. I mean, just imagine people that support Bushiri marching, and that most of the people that march there, you see them, they are TB Joshua's friend.
We were not there. I didn't see the videos. I don't know. But I wanna stand in the middle. Ne?
Okay.
Let me be media. Let me play devil's advocate, for lack of a better word. I think there is a role that, when it comes to understanding what pertains towards the rights of Christian, that the CRL can play a role at. There is a place where they play a role.
No.
Let me present it.
No, I disagree.
This is where I think they do play a role. You see, once the case of Bishop Zondo played through the CRL live to the rest of South Africa, it escalated the cases.
Sure.
So you see, them, when they bring these things, they shouldn't give the church platform to talk.
Yes.
So that's what I think the role of if you are protecting the rights, let me tell you what my rights are as a church person. I understand my rights as a South African, but let me tell you what my rights are as a church person and where I have been violated. So you see what they did with the Zondo case? I feel like it gives ground for where before you disagree, for where they actually have a voice.
Sorry, let me assist you. I think we are sleeping in the same bed, but using a different blanket.
Wow. Okay.
What I'm saying by that, my brother, you have judiciary, right? You have the femicide and gender-based commission.
Yeah.
These are the issues that must be dealt by the GBV, that commission. It's because you're dealing with people that have passion. You are dealing with lawyers and people that are then survivors of GBV that understand that a person who has been raped can access, can talk to Sihle simply and feel more comfortable. Because I can tell you, perhaps if you don't know, the case of Zondo didn't start during that commission.
That's what my point is.
When it went in the commission, the case was already open. It was open in the same year.
The
by the
CRL
way,
helped to amplify.
they just helped to amplify it. But I'm simply saying this. You can't have that platform. Because in the process, that's why in the indictment, we're using that as a point of reference that when you debate the issues that has to be sub judice, that has to go to court, you are making the perpetrator to advance in how he must defend himself.
Okay.
And that is why the case of Zondo became very difficult
Because
to be prosecuted.
things were up.
Because you already publicized it, and then it's going to be difficult for the victim to survive. What did the MP have to do? They had to take the victim away. You understand? Now, if you have the GBV to deal with, you need the competent platform. Check the statement that was said in that time, because when you do that, you are mocking the name of the Lord. Firstly, that is the man of God, Zondo, who have faltered. Right? And what does the Bible say? When a person have faltered, it's must say go to him. Right? Now, I'm saying, if you take SAPS, social worker, the state, the public protector, put it together with the GBV, that commission, and you have a competent institution that will be able to, that will have a prosecutorial power, not recommendation. Because with CRL, doesn't
it recommends.
It recommends. And by the time you recommend, a lot of loophole will happen.
Yeah.
Mara, if you can then say, what our problem in South Africa is these Mickey Mouse churches, puzzle shop churches.
Yeah.
How do they come to existence? Everybody just open the church as the way they want. Now, you said to the bylaws in Gauteng, in Tshwane, let's have the law that says, if Maumela is going to start a church, let's look unto Maumela before he start a church. We have not done that in South Africa.
But that's exactly what I speak on.
So secondly, it's done by the city, right? Because the city will have a capacity to go and check your ID, the criminal record that you have done. CRL will not have that capacity. Thirdly, I said that number one, we talk about the bylaws. The bylaws must be strengthened. The way you treat the street vendors, the same you must treat the church. Even when you have to do crusade now, you would have to go and apply, right?
So what you're saying is CRL, no.
No, CRL no to church. That I'm saying, because you have enough of statues. Not statues, sorry to say. You have enough of the structures around. One of the things that I canvassed to the president one day was to say the gender-based and femicide commission is not being well utilized.
Thank you.
It becomes in a workshop.
Thank you.
Now, one of the things that the gender-based and the femicide and commission should be used, because everything that when the pastor raped, it fall under GBV.
Gender-based violence.
When the pastor manipulated people, it's GBV is abusing people.
Yes.
Now capacitate that structure. And when you capacitate it, it must go down. It must start from the
bottom
sub-region to the region, to the district, and to the province. Have that structure even from the municipality that have a tooth and nail. So that, I mean, how many times the government has been funding the NGOs to do things that there is no consistency. But if you then make that commission and you give it the power, and even from the ground level, because the problem is not that
people now have salaries now. So you have to understand, people have already received maybe the pay slip. So now they're going to be fighting.
It's not our problem.
Ricky, I need to chip in there.
It's not our problem.
Let me chip in there. I agree with that, because I've always been on accountability. And it's so sad. I agree with that we need to have a proper structure that will deal and hold people accountable. Not a structure that will just listen and put recommendations, right?
That is power to the name.
Now, that does not mean that I'm saying, yet again, here's a curriculum, this is how you must worship in your church. That's got nothing to do with me. But if you have a structure that will be able, the same thing I said at the CRL when they were launching the 22 committee. We need a body that will hold people accountable. And accountability is for, like he's saying, if people are emotionally, physically, financially, holistically abused, it's still gender-based violence and femicide.
Exactly.
And I say to people that gender-based violence doesn't start when you found a dead body there or when they've clapped you. Emotional abuse happens. And mine is, if it can't be sorted out within the church, then the church people must know that they have a body that will work, that they can go report to, and this body does investigations which will give forth results. Whether it's results of criminal and jail time or it's results of rehabilitation in terms of psychological intervention, let it happen. That's my stance. The sad thing is that when you see, I'm just going to say this, when you see the videos that they've created about me, they've cut and paste so many videos. So even if when you listen to it, you don't know the full context of how the conversation started and what led her to say this. They've just taken where she says, and then I slept with this one. I was raped, I was this. Then they put it together to try and character assassinate Sihle Sibisi, to say, she's the church whore, or she's the church Jezebel, whatever the case is. And one thing that people need to know that we can't run away from, you like it or you don't like it, grooming is real. Grooming is real, and initiations into the dark world are real. And what we can't run away from, I've had to accept that, listen, there's so many young girls or women my age or women who are even older than me that when they see me or when they started hearing my truth, they said, I've been through this, or I know somebody who's been through this. It has happened. These are things that happen. So instead of churches to come together, create something and think they're going to break me or silence me, it's not going to work because my truth has been consistent. My voice has been the same.
But I think also we've had a lot of these separate organizations. These ones there's a group over there. They'll call them South Africa Church something. Then they'll have something there. So at the same time, and I get what the hold is this idea maybe of opportunities and all that. But I want to ask
Ricky,
you guys something, a question. Just give me this.
Can you give me 2 minutes before you go there? My brother.
No, Ricky, all I want to say,
in 2 minutes.
1 second, I'm saying 1 second. All I want to say, Ricky, is that here's my thing. If, like you say, if the Bible says, he who has no sin must throw the first stone, right? You, the very church, are creating videos wanting to distort the truth about Sihle, which now has been debunked because I'm not working for the CRL. I am not doing anything with the CRL. I've explained that I came, I spoke, then they presented, and I've had an issue with it. That is why different organizations, we've put together an open letter to the chairperson of the CRL, telling her that this is a flawed exercise that was done because we are not represented in this thing. So he who has not sinned, let him throw the first stone. And in my case, it happened to me, but it will never define me, and I will forever amplify my voice, whether they like it or not. But I'm not against the church, and I'm not against the religious sector.
Well, comrade, if you do things in that way,
Which way?
Of caring little less. I care less about those who talk bad behind me. If I'm doing my things,
Of course.
because you are a leader.
Yes.
You have made 2 or 3 girls or million of girls to simply say, let me stand up.
Thank you.
Now, don't think that you must never thought that those that you are tramping upon are going to be, they'll try by all means and so on. But I don't think you should care less. Don't even, but this is what I want to say. There's something that my...
She has answered.
Yeah.
She's not under payroll. We are servants. Okay, we are servants.
I'm not being paid by Saluva.
Okay.
Yes.
I want to say this. Look, my brother, it's not going to work. You have so many institutions, commissions, these and that in South Africa that are wasting taxpayers' money. Now, one of the things when President Ramaphosa became a president the first time, he said he's going to make the state not to pay so much money, unnecessarily so, which it becomes a different case now.
Yeah.
You look at how many commissions, billions and billions are going. Of course, there is a result. So I'm saying this in my conclusion.
We don't need this one.
We don't need CRL. It must be scrapped. And it must be done. If they don't do it, we will assist them to do it. We'll go to Constitutional Court. Because even how it has been formed and all these things, there's been a lot of errors and all these things. Utilize this, the structures that are already there. There are many commissions that can be put up together. There's Human Rights Commission.
For those church people that are saying, you know what, okay, where do we go now? The CRL is here. They have their commission. Send them a pay slip. Already people are getting, you understand. I don't know anything about anybody's pay slip. I'm just saying.
But that's not our problem.
Let me put it out. People protect their pay slip.
But that's not our problem.
So what do you think for us now as church people? Where do we stand with what is the action plan now?
The action plan is that as ICSA, will be approaching the Constitutional Court to ask the court to render that thing unconstitutional, the CRL. It doesn't worth, there's a duplications of responsibility. Let the parliament see where to take those people. Secondly, we call on South Africans not to be naive, not to be reactionalist, but to deal with people with the respect that it deserved, because we are in a democratic country where issues are engaged. So we need to be very careful of those few organizations, because some of the organizations are just made by pastors to make money, because there are so many Sgewenga pastors outside there.
Yeah.
About most of them. That's what I can say. Thank you.
So their actions. Please spell the organization's name.
Independent Christian Council of South Africa.
Awesome stuff. Your website, emails, and you have website or Facebook page or?
Yeah, we do have a website as Independent Christian Council of South Africa. Okay. The other one is Independent Christian Council SA. And we are also on TikTok and so on. The website is still under construction. The email is matamela@consultant.com.
They'll find it on the website.
They are, and yeah, they'll find it there on social networks.
Are you working to having a group of churches under that, or?
We have more than 10,000 members.
Okay, so
throughout the country.
I don't have a church board. Yeah. 10,000 members.
But our stand is that we don't want to be regulated by CRL.
So no, I mean, so that holds a lot of voices already. That has how many across how many provinces?
All 9 provinces.
Okay.
Our president is from KZN. The deputy president is from Limpopo. The second deputy president is from Free State.
All right. So you guys can contact them so that they'll be able to announce their next steps. Follow them on social media and all of that.
They can even contact me on 083-963-2677. I'm the secretary of the organization.
Awesome stuff. Sihle?
Yes. No.
Where are we going? I'll get a notification from you when you're going somewhere. As you climb higher, you are climbing with me.
No, with me, as I said, I want to say thank you for those words that you said. And indeed, I'm at a level in my life where I'm no longer moved by what people say, write, or want to do to whatever. It's just a matter of coming forth here to say, let's put clarity to this for people who are not there, to understand what happened. And as a gender-based violence activist, I advocate against gender-based violence and femicide holistically on all areas. And again, the show Fake Pastors on Moja Love, we're not against pastors. We're not against the church. We're not against the religious sector. We are now being that mini body that is holding them accountable to allegations. And that's why I always say to these pastors, if somebody has written to us and there's an allegation against you, don't run. Because sometimes you find that the allegation is not true. No, seriously. Sometimes you find the allegation is not true. You have run because we've had storylines where sometimes someone will bring an allegation. We sit with the pastor. We find that it's not true. It's probably somebody who had a gripe somewhere. So don't run. And it's not about that. And me, Sihle Sibisi, I am not against the church. I'm not against the religious sector. And I'm just a mom. I'm raising somebody's future husband. And I'm an angel mom with my daughter who's in heaven. And my voice can never be silenced. And that's why I say to every young girl, every mom, every dad, everyone that's watching this right now, there's power in owning your truth. Because the fact that I'm sitting here and I'm not crying and I'm brave as I am is because whatever that's out there about my journey of abuse at the hands of the churches, I put it out because I have power of owning my narrative. So what people will do, they'll take my narrative and want to distort it. And if you want to know more about Sihle, ask me, I'll tell you. I don't shy away from the truth. It happened to me, but it can never define me. That's why I say to young girls, certain things that have happened to you, don't allow them to define you. Certain events that happened, they happened. The key word is the past. It happened. Who are you and what are you now? I'm Sihle Sibisi. I'm a gender-based violence and femicide activist, the founder of Konele Foundation, the founder of Sihle Pediatric Foundation for brain aneurysm, TV host on Moja Love for fake pastors and fake marriages. I'm an angel mom to my daughter, and I'm a mom raising my son, who's somebody's future husband.
Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. So, Sihle, you know her from socials. She's all on the socials. Uzoglande. So if you and also those ones, those groups that you are there busy who are doing the fake marriages. You are like this. I didn't know there were so many fake marriages, but anyways, that's some scary numbers. So, guys, those are that's the context of people that probably wanted a little bit more meat into the subject. So now you know where they stand. Those that were there. Don't say you heard what I said.
Yeah, but we saw them. I mean, they were majority. But of course we saw them. And it's worse, they're entering into Rema. Rema Cole might be turning in his grave. Wherever he is.
I saw some
May his soul rest in peace.
I saw some Gomas who are famous on TikTok and they are not known anywhere else. And I saw people inside. So they were there.
There's no much regulations on them.
They were there to talk. No, they are telling us that they are killing people. But anyways, as we are coming another day. So I saw people who were Sangomas inside, seated, very well comfortable. So I'm like, okay. So So there are people that were not invited, people that were asking to come in, who this concerns. You know, even when you are writing a letter, you must say to whom it is addressed. And if the address is not clear, they'll send the letter back. You know? And so I think social media has spoiled that. You know, we had a context on who are you addressing this letter to? It must be very clear. There's something that I wanted to point back to what you mentioned about the nuances. To someone, sitting down is not abusive. To someone, it may be. Like, I'm a vendor. If I walked in here, there is a king. This comes off. It doesn't matter what context or what. It's just, that's how I grew up. So no matter where we are. But if there is a king, I'm going to take off the hat. So it's the nuances of beliefs. Things like, you know, Abba Sayoni. I might not believe that, but I would respect that when they walk into their space, they take off their shoes and the whole nine quarters. And so these are the nuances of these people's beliefs. You are not going to care about those things if you don't represent. So I completely understand. Even if they didn't put a pastor we know publicly or thing, but there's a lot of pastors' wives who are very well versed within what do these churches believe. And if you're going to represent, I did see a few pastors that I was like, okay, maybe I saw.
No, it's only 2. Don't say you saw a lot. The rest are just street boys. Oh, it's Ray and Moran. I don't know when last Moran was in church.
I saw one gentleman.
You know, you are dealing with. You see, this celebrity syndrome is going to kill our country. Because, I mean, some of those people don't even have a church. Because people have been scared by CRL. CRL recommends. And when it recommends, the directive might pass 3 to 4 stages before it gets implemented. They don't have the authority, so they can't refer the matter to SAPS directly, because they cannot overstep their mandate. Yeah, so that's why I'm saying that thing is misquoted. There's a misrepresentation of facts. Now that thing, you don't need to go it's a fact. If it goes to constitutional court, it will not stand the water. If you go and read the CRL Act of 2000, the 2007, if it's not 205, I can't remember it very well, and you read the statute, you will be very surprised. And you read what the CRL, the powers they have, and all these things. 100 of the statements she have said Kalova since she was a chairperson and now does not even qualify. So if you take those statements to court, let me say this: if you say God can heal you, you need to be taken to psychiatric hospital. If I take it to a human rights commission, you're going to be arrested. So thank you so much.
I know. Azalani, people have to go to work. It's late right now and I'm sitting already. People have to go to work. And also here, Gwasa in studios are going to tell us a thing. So you heard it. That's a very interesting one, that the statement, but maybe for another day. Another day. And I'm sure maybe you have made videos concerning those things on TikTok as well, concerning the statements that she's made and so. Do check them out. So for those that have made a video on please DM her so that she can correct them. She corrected them here, but let's get
they must just delete it.
They must delete. Retract. We are not asking for too much. She's just saying retract the video or go cut that part because it's not consistent with the thing. And if we are talking about accountability, you can't be now, it just doesn't do it justice. So it's Ricky. I'm just a cameraman. Don't ask me. Don't ask me. So it's Ricky, we gotta get out of here. Thank you very much for your time. Do check them guys out. Sihle is busy shooting content for you guys. For the I wonder which pastor is on the next one. It's Ricky. We're done.